Hello and thank you for joining us today. I'm Brenden Mincheff. It's been another busy week of news, especially for us Roadrunners. Today we'll be covering everything from the CARES Act money that you may be eligible for, to next year's budget, and even the return of professional sports. This is news when you need it now. This is News Ahora. The federal government passed the $2 trillion CARES Act last month, which allowed Metropolitan State University of Denver to obtain $7.1 million to distribute directly to their students as a result of the coronavirus pandemic. On Tuesday, May 5th, students received an email with instructions on how to apply for the university grant. Eligibility requires a student to have completed the 2019-20 FAFSA, must have attended at least one in-person class during the spring 20 semester, and have experienced financial hardship due to the pandemic. For more information regarding the MSU Denver funds available to you, email finaid@msudenver.edu.
Este último martes, la congresista de Nueva York, Carolyn Melanie, introdujo un proyecto de ley que eliminaría la deuda estudiantil de los trabajadores médicos que están tratando a pacientes con el coronavirus. La ley de condonación de préstamos estudiantiles para trabajadores de salud de primera línea, si es firmada por otros 9 demócratas de la Cámara de Representantes, perdonaría la deuda de préstamos estudiantiles federales y privados de los trabajadores de primera línea de salud que cumplen con los requisitos. El proyecto de ley dice que para calificar tienes que estar certificado bajo la ley federal o estatal para proveer servicios de atención médica y brindar atención médica relacionada con COVID-19.
On Wednesday, May 6th, MSU Denver President Janine Davidson sent out a letter to the Roadrunner community regarding the fiscal year 20 to 21 budget. While no decisions have been made regarding next year's budget, President Davidson says MSU Denver is facing a 17% reduction in state funding, or about $14 million. The university has already found a way to save about $6 million for next year, largely pertaining to travel budgets and class sizes, but it is still not enough to cover the overall shortfall. To this end, President Davidson says the next level of cuts being evaluated is to faculty, which make up about 70% of the university's budget. The MSU Denver Board of Trustees, who has final authority over the budget, is scheduled to meet in early June with their decisions to be made public by June 15th.
El mes pasado, el gobierno federal pasó un pacto de ayuda económica de $2,000 millones, de los cuales $7.1 millones fueron proveídos a MSU Denver para distribuir directamente a sus estudiantes, gracias a la pandemia del coronavirus. El martes 5 de mayo, los estudiantes recibieron un email con instrucciones de cómo aplicar para la beca universitaria. Para poder calificar, el estudiante tuvo que haber completado el FAFSA del periodo 2019-2020, haber atendido al menos una clase en persona en el semestre de primavera 2020 y haber experienciado dificultades financieras debido a la pandemia. Para más información sobre los fondos de MSU Denver disponibles para usted, envíe un correo electrónico a finaid@msudenver.edu.
Many lives have drastically changed in the past 8 weeks. Coronavirus has infected more than 3 million people globally and has spread to 185 countries, according to Johns Hopkins University. Students from around the country continue to feel the impact of the virus. Over 100,000 school closures have taken place across the United States alone. Principals, faculty, staff, and students have had to make a quick transition from the classroom to computer. Almost 50 million students and their families have had to struggle with finances, internet, and food insecurities, uncertain of when life might return to normal. Since students are also lacking social interaction with their friends and classmates, social isolation can increase, so please check in on loved ones.
Being online now for all my classes this semester has been a little bit of a hardship, because the biggest thing I miss the most about being on campus that you can't feel online, of course, is actually seeing people, talking to people, socializing, and having those social experiences with people.
El miércoles 6 de mayo, la presidenta de MSU, Janine Davidson, envió una carta a la comunidad Roadrunner con el respecto al presupuesto del año fiscal 2020-2021. Por más que no se han tomado decisiones sobre el presupuesto del próximo año, la presidenta Davidson dice que MSU Denver se enfrentará a una reducción de 17% en la financiación del Estado. En otras palabras, unos $14 millones. La universidad ya ha encontrado una forma de ahorrar alrededor de $6 millones para el próximo año, en gran resultado a presupuestos para viajar y tamaños de clase. pero todavía no es suficiente para cubrir el déficit general. A este fin, la presidenta Livingstone dijo que el próximo nivel de corte que se evaluaría es la de la facultad, que constituye un 70% del presupuesto de la universidad. La Junta Administrativa de MSU Denver, que tiene la autoridad final sobre el presupuesto, está programada para reunirse antes de junio con sus decisiones para ser publicados en el 15 de junio.
While universities in Colorado are still deciding on whether classes will continue online for the upcoming fall semester, Colorado State University is the first to commit to a decision. On Wednesday morning, Colorado State University's Dr. Tony Frank announced that CSU will hold classes on campus in the fall, barring any major public health order that prohibits it. Dr. Frank assured students and staff that they will be following the governor's guidelines. The first day of classes at CSU are scheduled for August 24th.
While video conferencing apps can't fully replace face-to-face interaction during the pandemic, some people have found a way to be creative during digital calls. One a cappella group found a way to stay in sync and still spread their music. Reporter Tristan Swan has the story.
Renowned vocalists from Vanderbilt University, the Melodors, bring Pitch Perfect to real life. After their senior showcase was canceled due to the coronavirus, they found a safe way for the show to go on.
Definitely devastated. We had something like 20 different performances and gigs lined up. All of that kind of went poof.
They needed and wanted to find a way to continue to sing together, so those talents wouldn't go to waste.
The realization that we have time and we would be wasting our time if we weren't really doing anything with it.
The group found a way to record their favorite songs, all in the comfort of their own homes, using Zoom. It had one video on YouTube go viral.
I'ma hit you back in a minute. I don't play tag, go up in it. We don't tell lies, we don't do goodbyes. We just keep on pushing like I. It ain't my fault that I'm out, you're getting loose. No, blame it on the goose. Gotta blame it on the juice, baby.
When we first put together the video, we definitely didn't really expect anything out of it.
Come on, ladies. Somebody come get this man. I think he got lost in my DMs. My DMs.
The Melodors continue to put out music to help people get through these tough times.
Inspire people to create, give people, somewhat of a hope during these times is amazing.
Baby, so go and be my dealer, baby. 'Cause all I want is you, baby.
For News Ahora, Tristan Swan.
These are unprecedented times for all of us. If you'd like to tell your story, go to our website, mymetmedia.com, and click on the Roadrunner Diaries button. We'll be right back with sports.
While most, if not all, leagues are canceled, there is still a lot going on in the world of sports. Thanks for tuning into News Ahora. I'm Jessica Livingstone. NASCAR will return to racing at Darlington Raceway with a daytime race on May 17th and a nighttime race on May 20th. The races will be held without fans in the audience. There will be no practice or qualifying for either event, and everyone who enters the raceway will have their temperature checked. Drivers, crew, and officials will drive into the raceway before the race and will drive home after to limit potential exposure. The return of NASCAR marks the first major sporting event to be held since leagues across the country were suspended in mid-March. Athletes and sports fans have to make their own fun in a time where all leagues are canceled. People have to be crafty with how they can entertain themselves while being at home. Our very own MSU Denver women's golf coaches, including head coach Stephanie Ferguson, nailed trick shots while standing on the roof of their house and car. The two were praised by MSU Denver Athletics and President Davidson on Twitter for their impressive feats. The shots were even featured on ESPN. Way to go, Roadrunners!
MSU Denver's athletic program has come a long way in the last few years, with new facilities, better equipment, and even a strength and conditioning program. I got to speak with Coach Isaiah, the man who started the strength and conditioning program at MSU Denver and is now known around the world for his outstanding efforts. Here's his story.
My business partner at the time, he was an athlete as well, so we'd always work out, and I ended up just falling really passionate about, fitness and strength and conditioning, and I remember working out when I was on teams and stuff. So I was like, I need to be happy, so I chose strength and conditioning. Metro, I looked up exercise science departments, and I saw Metro had one, and I was like, all right, this is it. I'm going all in, and got to Metro and completed 4 years in 2 years. I took like 24 credit hours every semester. Got straight A's, really passionate about everything I wanted to do. And at the time, like, they produced a few strength coaches, but I was the only one that was like, I want to be a strength coach. Like, there's nothing you can tell me that will, like, back me off of this. So, like, either you're going to help me or just get out of my way.
Get a good jump shrug, get a good jump shrug.
When I got to Metro, it was 2008, and there was no strength coach at the time. I mean, I had seen people doing P90X, insanity workouts. There was, like, no structure. Like, nothing existed. I had to explain, like, this is how we schedule times in the weight room. Like, you have to come in as a team. You can't come on a whole bunch of individuals here. The assistant basketball coach called me up, and he's like, hey, do you want to help out? Like, I know you're a really good strength coach. So I was like, sure. So came in, interviewed with Coach Have, who's still the head coach of women's basketball. And I was like, hey, like, I'm a really good strength coach. Let me just help out with your program. And we saw instant results, like bigger, faster, stronger. Like, we decreased a lot of injuries. And then within that semester, it was women's basketball and golf. And then the semester after that, it basically all cascaded from there. Then that was at the old weight room. And then 2 or 3 years later, the rack opened up, and luckily they let me design that weight room and help me get all the equipment I needed. I want the weight room to be something that you guys are proud of. Like, heck yeah, like, no matter what happened on the field, or you can be an All-American or a walk-on, they're like, all right, the weight room's the one place, like, we're all treated equal, and we're like around the best, So I think that's one of the main reasons why I wake up every day.
Finally today, believe it or not, finals week is right around the corner. We've made it through another semester, perhaps our most challenging yet, and for reasons completely unrelated to our studies. But nonetheless, we've made it. And for some, this is the end of the Roadrunner journey. This includes some familiar faces for those of you who tune into our newscasts every Friday. The editor-in-chief of the Metropolitan and two-time Met Report anchor James Berkey, along with Met TV regulars Ciara Tate, Oscar Barro, Gloria Morelia, and Yekta Eskandari, are graduating this semester. We're also saying so long to Brady Piper, who's decided to transfer to another school to finish his degree. On a personal note, I consider all of these people my friends, and while I'm sad to see them go, I'm even more excited to see where their career in media takes them. They are all immensely talented young journalists who have bright futures ahead of them, and who will someday be on a professional television station near you. Before they can don their virtual cap and gown, however, we here at Met TV have put together a short video celebrating 3 leaders of the Met TV newsroom and 3 integral players in our newscasts over the past few years. Oscar, Gloria, and Yekta have made huge impacts on the way we run things behind the scenes, and they've been exemplary models of professionalism for our newest Met TV members. We usually end the newscast by saying thank you for watching, but today we end the show by saying thank you to Oscar, Gloria, and Yekta. And until next time.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Roll the intro.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
Hey everybody, I'm Gloria Morelia, and here are your weekly news sports. We're doing something a little bit different this week, which includes my amazing ability to switch from one language to another.
Bienvenidos a su noticiero TV Met. Les saluda Jocelyn Mesa Miranda.
Y Oscar Barro, gracias por su sintonía.
Fíjate, Gloria, a mí me interesó mucho, yo que soy apasionado del fútbol, me gusta ver que hay gente que viene a este país y logran sus metas.
I think for me it's all of it, especially this semester has been one of my favorite semesters here, so everything from production nights to like dinners and the show and then lunch after that and just eating all the time.
We eat a lot.
Yeah, well yeah, it's a stressful job.
Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
It is an end of an era for the BlackBerry. While it used to be the hottest phone among the business elite, celebrities, and politicians, it has now become one of the least sold phones to date. BlackBerry has decided to end manufacturing of the phone due to latest trend of smartphones. Similar full keyboard phones will still be continued to be made by smaller phone manufacturers.
And make sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on mymetmedia.com. Thanks for tuning in.
Every night I lie in bed, The brightest colors fill my head.
A million dreams are keeping me
A million dreams, a million dreams. I think of what